Janet Allen.
Good evening. My name is Janelle Delane. I live at 322 North 31st Street. First, I wanted to point out that I worked with Dave as a member of COCAB. I have been a volunteer for the city for the last 13 years. He works well with the community. He not only has a long-term vision, but he works with the community's long-term vision and has helped us make that a better place. If you look around you, you've seen improvements within our community. It's not hard to see. He takes constructive feedback, and he works for the community's wishes. I think you ran on a fiscally conservative platform. What you're talking about doing is not fiscally conservative. You're talking about taking an award-winning man and getting rid of his job and sending him down the road with a compensation package for no work on your part or his. I think, honestly, that you really ought to ask Steve to make his motion again. You should make a concerted and sincere effort to work with Dave for a series of months. As you learn and grow, you might come to respect him. I would also ask you to look around. You were put in office by a democracy. I see lots of votes here tonight. I see votes with feet. I see lots of people voting for Dave. Thank you.
Mayor and members of the council, thank you for permitting me to address you tonight briefly. My name is Philip Cooper. I live in Forest Grove at 850 37th Avenue. But for the last 4.5 years, along with Dr. Vargas, I've also worked with the Cornelius Committee of Vision for an Accessible Community. I'm also someone who knows a fair bit about local government administration. I am a professor of public administration, a fellow of the National Academy of Public Administration, a member of the International City County Management Association, and of the Oregon City County Management Association. I'm not representing any organization here tonight. This is my own personal view, but it's a view educated by a lot of experience in working with professionals at the local government level. The city of Cornelius has accomplished a great deal in the last 5 years, and a great deal of it is due to David Waffle's leadership. The manager has worked with department heads to stabilize a situation that was very difficult when he came into the office. And indeed, the city had a reputation for being a troubled community at that time, at least in terms of governance. Now, it's a city that's seen as being able to teach lessons to other communities throughout Oregon, but also throughout the nation, as evidenced by the International City County Management Award that was given at the December meeting, and also by the fact that Dave Waffle was asked to address the Oregon City County Management Association this summer on the community engagement process here and what's been done in the community since then. The leadership of the council, the city manager, and a capable staff has brought resources to this city in a very difficult time, including the Boulevard Improvement Grant that's been so important out there on Baseline, and the Community Development Block Grant that's paying for the cross-street improvements in the downtown area, as well as the park grants that are pending now at the state level for such things as the path grants. The improvement of the atmosphere and the energy that we've seen has brought together community organizations like the schools, Centro Cultural, Virginia Garcia Clinic, and faith-based organizations to work on such successful activities as the Day of the Child celebration. It's brought out more than 3,000 parents and children, and has brought parts of this community together who haven't been together before over there in Harlem Park in the springtime. It's also brought people who live in other communities like me to want to be involved in Cornelius because it's doing such great things. There are many of these things that have been done in Cornelius have been done during challenging times, challenging economic times, because of the leadership that you've seen from Dave Waffle. And it's also been the case that this staff, this very professional staff that you have, has been able to keep the city clear of difficulties during these hard times, keep top-notch professionals in the community and serving the community, and to be able to really be looking forward to watch out for what's going to change in the future, as evidenced by the GFOA awards that you heard about. I've known many city managers around the nation, and I can say without any question that Cornelius is extremely fortunate to have David Waffle as the city manager. And although I'm not offering this statement on representation of anyone, I know that that's a view shared by many local government professionals throughout Oregon. This is an opportunity for the new council to make important policy decisions and then work with the staff, led by Mr. Waffle, to move forward on a positive momentum that's already been established here. Please recognize what Cornelius has and work toward building on that in a positive way as you move forward. Thank you.
Jennifer Brewer.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. My name is Jennifer Brewer. My address is 2349 North Connecticut Drive. I also happen to be Dave's neighbor. My hope this evening is that each of you has come to this meeting with an open mind and that the final outcome is not predetermined. As elected officials of the people, I hope that you will listen to our concerns and are thinking about short-term and long-term repercussions of what you are deciding on tonight. Dave is a great asset. He has a tremendous understanding of the inner workings of the city. He's been helpful in providing potential solutions to problems the city faces. If the council's goal is to cut fat in the city, I would think the first decision you made would not be to cost the citizens $56,000 for unrendered services by eliminating the person who is most knowledgeable about the city's financial obligations and commitments. Dave has been a strong supporter of the library, attending meetings when need be, and helping now with preliminary planning of a new building. He has brought good insight to our discussions and has helped answer any looming questions we have had. He spent his weekends working to help clean up graffiti and plant blackberry bushes in an effort to improve our neighborhood we live in. There's not enough time this evening to discuss all that Dave has contributed to our city. I fear dismissing Dave will have long-term ramifications on the city that we may not recover from for some time. Councilor Gottwald, you said in the voters pamphlet that you thought it was important for community leaders to listen and act on valid ideas from people of the community, and you wanted to be someone that the residents can talk to and know they are truly represented. Councilor Mitchell, you said you wanted to create responsible spending for the taxpayers. I would say to the both of you that if what you said is true, then you would consider whether this is aligned with those statements. I hope each of you weighs this decision from all aspects, and this vote is not about personal issues. Cornelius is a great place to live and has a bright future. Dave Waffle should be an integral part of that future. I'd like to say, Dave, I hope that you know that by the amount of people here tonight, you have a lot of support standing behind you. So, thank you.
Sid Scott.